My name is Veikko Thiele. So I'm a member of the Business Economics area group here at Smith School of Business. I'm an associate professor, and my main research interests pertain to two areas in economics. So one is what we call contract theory. So basically looking at the design of optimal incentive contracts for, say, managers, so how to motivate them. So my second main research interest is within what we call the economics of entrepreneurship, so mainly pertaining to the entrepreneurial finance, so looking at the financing of startup companies, so how entrepreneurs can find investors, say angel investors, venture capitalists, and what kind of contracts they use to ensure everyone gets the right payoff. So in terms of academic qualifications, so we would definitely require students to have a solid background in economics. So ideally an undergraduate degree in economics and potentially a master's degree in economics or business economics. Now, having said this, so we also consider students who have, say, a degree in commerce, but have taken some upper year economics courses at the economics department. Now, in terms of personal traits, so I would say commitment, motivation, and self-discipline is utterly important. So when students work on their research projects, it is very important to be self-disciplined and motivated in order to successfully complete these projects, in order to complete the PhD program. As I mentioned before, so one of my research interests is within entrepreneurial finance, so looking at optimal contracts that founders and investors use. So one of the things we noticed in the last, say, 20 years is that the type of contracts changed over time. So instead of just making agreements on a simple allocation of equity, that is shares, we often observe now that founder contract, investor contracts contain more bells and whistles, such as, to name a few, preemptive rights or convertible notes. So I guess there's a need for a thorough analysis why these contracting tools are now often included in contracts. So how do they affect decision-making by founders, by investors? So how does it affect investors to make investments in the first place? And how does it affect entrepreneurs? And how does it affect the long-run performance of startup companies? Our PhD students are required to take courses in the first year. So it's basically some fundamentals, mainly microeconomic theory and econometrics courses. So then in the summer, they work on their own research project. So it's a small research project just to gain some initial insight in how research is actually being conducted. Then in the second year, students take some more advanced economics courses. It can be applied courses, it can be pure econometrics, microeconomic theory courses, so the student can decide which courses he or she wants to take. And then after finishing the coursework at the end of the second year, so students are required to work on their research project. So this would typically take somewhere between 2 and 3 years. So the requirement is to finish 3 research projects that are of publishable quality. So overall, the program would take about 5 years. So I would say there are 2 main advantages of being here at Smith School of Business. So the first advantage is our Business Economics PhD program is a relatively small program. So in a very good year, so we admit maybe up to 2, perhaps 3 students. So which means the students are part of our group. So they get involved in our research activities, which includes research seminars. We invite guest speakers. So they give presentations about their own research papers, which we attend and engage in discussion with the presenter. So our students become an active part of our group, our business economics area group. Now, the second reason why I believe Smith is really the place to go is we have a very attractive, very competitive funding package. So our students can apply for internal scholarships, and there are lots of research assistantships and teaching assistantships available, which I believe is important for academics or future academics to gain more experience as an academic, so how academia works. As an example, so someone working as a research assistant gets first-hand experience on how research projects are being conducted, gaining valuable insights. Secondly, being a teaching assistant means you gain valuable insights in how classes are being prepared and how lectures are being delivered. And overall, our faculty consists of highly accomplished, well-published researchers. So I guess we are all qualified to supervise the next generation of researchers. Typically, our PhD students, so after successfully graduating from a PhD program, pursue an academic career. So they typically get tenure-track positions at some research universities, which means they're required to do research and to do teaching. And then after several years, their performance will be evaluated, and then this temporary position, the tenure-track position, will be turned into a permanent position for life.